Good morning. This is KELOLAND On the Go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Rapid City Police are investigating another shooting. The call came in around 4:30 Wednesday morning from the area of North and Pine Street.
When officers arrived on scene, they found a man who had been shot. The man was conscious and taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Police are asking anyone with any information about the shooting to call or submit an anonymous tip.
This is the second shooting in Rapid City this week. 3 people were shot Monday night. Tuesday, police reported that an 18-year-old died from a gunshot wound in that Monday night shooting.
Aaron Strum with Levo Credit Union has spotted 2 instances of check washing recently. These 2 fraudulent checks right here.
The practice involves chemically changing a name or dollar figure on a check.
You can kind of tell that the check was kind of wet before, almost like it was out in the rain and it got soaked. But yeah, that's kind of how you could tell.
B.J. Wiley, Vice President of Branch Services with Levo Credit Union, says other financial institutions are seeking instances and seeing them of check washing as well.
The highly contagious infection whooping cough has been confirmed at 2 schools. One in Sioux Falls and another in Harrisburg. An
infectious disease doctor at Sanford says whooping cough can cause severe coughing fits and make it hard to breathe. Whooping cough is a bacterial infection that is very contagious.
Whooping cough is also known as pertussis. The name whooping cough does not come from the sound of the cough, but it comes from the sound of the sharp inhalation between coughing fits. And then I went to National.
Dr. Freeze says the cough can last for weeks. She says being vaccinated is the best way to fend off the infection.
Children should be vaccinated as babies, then at ages 4 and 11. Adults should get the shot every 10 years. Now let's get a check on our weather with meteorologist Brian Carsons. A cooler day today, Brian.
Yes, indeed. A little cooler day today. Nice weather for the most part. Upper 60s to near 70 in the southeast. We've got mid 60s up around Mobridge today. Rapid City area at 65. Note the wind too out of the north, the northeast, and a little stronger wind there in parts of southeastern KELOLAND. Overall, though, it looks like dry conditions, even with some clouds passing through. We'll have more details on the forecast for the weekend coming up.
Thank you, Brian. With the recent red flag warnings and dry conditions across KELOLAND, one county is urging the farmers who are looking to harvest to take extra caution.
Turner County's emergency management director says it's important to check your fire gear before heading out into the field.
It's one of those pieces of equipment you don't think about until you have got to take that out and absolutely got to use that piece of equipment. If your fire extinguisher doesn't go, then that could extend out to a big blaze.
If you are a farmer and have a water tank or disc hooked up and are willing to help, contact your local fire department.
A new storefront in T is making it easier to support local businesses.
Inside Makers Exchange, you'll find rows of booths that feature over 70 independently owned makers, artisans, and vendors.
There's a need in our community, I think, number one, to celebrate locally owned businesses and to give them the space that they need to showcase, their goods.
There is another side to Makers Exchange that's still in the works. By the end of October, they hope to have a cafe and market open featuring local food producers, gourmet coffee, and a waffle shop.
Once that's finished, there'll be a grand opening for the space on the first Saturday of November. In December, they'll be hosting a European-style Christmas market.
The Sioux Falls Stampede won't play their home opener until Saturday night, but it's already been an unusual start to the hockey season.
The Herd have been practicing at Augustana University since mid-September due to a lack of ice at the Shields Iceplex following issues with the building's chiller system. As for the Premier Center, half the players won't set foot in the venue for the first time until Saturday.
The Premier Center we're blessed to play in, but it's a busy building, and we know that, and so we don't get a lot of time in there. It's not a lot of time to practice, and to be honest, that's a little bit of a challenge early on in the season too, because you're trying to use your home ice to your advantage. But I know one thing, our guys are really excited to get going. They can't wait to play in front of their home fans, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun on Saturday night.
The Stampede will play their home opener Saturday night against Lincoln. The puck drops at 6:05. The team hopes to be back home practicing at the Shields Iceplex by the end of October. That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right. Well, as we look at the weather again today, we're down in the 60s for temperatures this afternoon. It looks like overall dry skies here upon us, even though we've got some clouds that are moving through just a little bit. Let's back up here for a moment. I want to show you a couple of items here before we go this morning. Temperature outlook on the hourlies. You can see those numbers are back again, mid-50s by midday in Aberdeen in the Northeast. Sioux Falls, if we hit 70, I'll be pretty happy with that. I think that's obviously going to feel cooler today. And then tonight with some clearing and lighter winds, we're expecting 30s for lows north of Sioux Falls. Brookings, Watertown, Huron, and Aberdeen are all in that camp there. So just keep that in mind. A little patchy frost cannot be ruled out. Tomorrow, we're going to recover back into the 70s. East River, I think more 80s in southwestern South Dakota. And also the problem here, the wind picks up out of the south. And don't forget about the wind, because on Saturday, the wind will start out of the south, and during the course of the day, it's really going to shift around to the northwest. And we're a little more concerned about that with the fire weather problems that are just, coming back again. And unfortunately, until it rains, we're not going to get rid of this subject at all. Is there any rain on the 7-day forecast? Well, look for yourself there. None. I would say at this point, we're just going to be looking at temperatures fluctuating. Some mid-80s on the high end of things here on Saturday. Tonight's low, again, not far from 30s in Sioux Falls. So we get those lower lows, we get the higher highs. That's all symptomatic of dry weather. In Aberdeen, too, we're going to see some surges next week. The end of the 7-day forecast is already in the 80s, and that's pretty significant. You look at the normal highs this time of year, we're going to be at least plus 20, plus 30 above normal is not out of the possibilities here. When I talk about Pierre, for example, 86 is our projected high by day 7. And it looks like much of South Dakota will be at least in the mid-80s. And some of those spots like Winter, Mission could be a 90-degree temperature next week. So just continue to watch that in the forecast. We've got more information online at KELOLAND.com.